broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome back. It is season 12 of So You Think You Can Dance. We're so happy to be here. I call So You Think You Can Dance my happy bubble. I'm Kristyn, Burt. We're so glad to be joining you. Look to my left who it is.
It's me.
We do Dancing with the Stars together, but man, I missed you most of the season.
I really, really missed being on this season a lot.
Yes.
It was sad.
But he was stepping in time right now. La Morada.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
there it is.
But joining us in studio, this is kind of fun. I'm going to tease you because we teased Paul about this because he still had his Dance 10. Dance 10 Paul. We've got Dance 11 Rudy. Racing to the studio.
Yeah.
LA traffic. And catching you before you leave for tour. You leave next week?
I leave on Monday.
Oh my gosh,
God,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Derek and Julianne Huffs.
Yeah,
Move Live.
on tour. What's up?
No big deal. Sold out Radio City Music Hall, New York City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a big deal.
Not a big deal at all. That's amazing. Have you ever seen a show at Radio City before?
Of course.
It's one of those things. Like, it's such a historic venue and it's huge. And
I'm so excited.
To a sold out audience.
It's
That's
gonna
incredible.
be amazing. It's the show itself is so high energy and so like bow bow bam bam boom. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm so excited. Well, that's a life
good.
milestone at what, 20?
Yeah.
Not a big deal. I'm just performing Radio City.
Performing Radio City, whatever.
That's so
We've
cool.
got a lot of changes this season on So You Think You Can Dance. Different from when. Do you believe it's been a year?
I can't believe it.
I know.
Sometimes I don't even remember I did the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had a good season, top
I know,
8.
it was
top
fun.
8. That's really good.
Hey.
This year they're doing Team Street, Team Stage. So I always think about this for you, since you were a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 10 slots for anyone that's sort of a trained dancer. I would panic at those odds.
Yeah. 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 Because if you think about it, you got 5 stage boys, 5 stage girls, 5 street boys, 5 street girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard in an article, I read an article that Nigel said that it isn't necessarily going to be an even balance of men and ladies. So that's a twist.
That's really weird, though.
Yeah,
like, how are they going to pair up people?
They said there's not always going to be partnerships. It's going to be groups. There might be trios, and there might be.
That's cool. I like that, though.
I do like that,
like
too.
that.
And each week, we have one street and one stage
Stage
person goes home. So that's at least even. Yeah. And of course, we have Twitch leading Team Street. Amazing. Travis Wall leading Team Stage. Exactly. Total givens. Love that. But lots and lots of changes. And the one thing I really went back and kind of like looked at everything. You have to look at the history of the show. And only season 6 and 10. And 10, of course, was a co-winner. But we had Russell Ferguson, like solely trained in that. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that they chose to go with this format.
Yeah.
I guess they consider some of the people that have gone really far to be street dancers, but a lot of them have been trained at other things. So it's like, what constitutes a street dancer and what constitutes a stage dancer?
See, that's what I just don't fully understand the whole, the whole point of the, because if you think about it, the people that are, I just feel like if you know how to move, you know how to move. Hello, like stage dancers gonna be able to pick it up no matter what. But I don't get how you can really put
them in a box
title
too.
on it. Whatever.
It's a fresh concept for the show. I think that they were going to do something different.
It's cool. Like it's stage and street. What's up?
And do we know if they're going to be mixing the two groups at all?
Okay, that I don't know that either, but that would be kind of cool. I would like to see how that would work.
I hope that they do allow the street dancers to do like contemporary and stuff like that, because I like
lyrical and stuff. Yeah,
they will once the top 20 evolve, but I heard that it's like very different at Vegas.
Yeah, I heard the same.
Yeah,
I had a couple friends. I heard the same.
So that's a scoop. Yeah,
weird.
So it's really interesting, incredible things for dance and the dance community.
Of course.
Jeff Thacker is also another one that they just let's see what they're offering.
They're not going to do something terrible. Like, they're just not.
Exactly. They love dance. Let's trust this. And then at the end of the season, we can judge and be like, that was a mess.
Go back to the original.
I love that. Exactly.
Boom, done deal.
So let's go to the first city. We go to Memphis, which was actually city number 4 on the audition list, just to get everyone confused. But, let everyone know.
With LA.
That happened last year, too. Chicago, they put it last year as the first audition city, and it was the 4th.
Yeah, and you auditioned in Chicago.
I auditioned in Chicago. And I auditioned in Atlanta before, which ended up being the last city last year, but that was actually the first city, and I got cut.
You got cut in Atlanta and then made it?
And then made it in Chicago.
That's awesome, though.
All for the same season.
All for the same season.
What made you better in Chicago versus Atlanta?
I think I really took what they said to me in Atlanta, and I didn't even make it to my solo. So I really took what they had said, what Jeff and Nigel said to me during the improv round, and I was like, okay, boom, I got 2 months. Like, let's take it. And I had to pass the improv round that second time to get to the solo. So whatever I could adapt from what they told me that first time, I adapted it to the second time, and then that was it.
And you were top 20.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and for those of you that have watched the show with us before, we've talked a lot, because Jake's auditioned too and made it to Vegas, and we've talked a lot about that improv round that you don't see on camera.
Yeah,
it's a nightmare.
That's a hard one. Yeah, I think that's honestly, that's the hardest round out of every round. The second improv round. The first improv round, it's a little bit to go in the 10 of your style, but that second improv round,
you dance to one song.
Yeah,
everybody.
So you can have 10 dancers, and 2 of you are contemporary dancers, and the rest of them are street dancers, and you dance to a hip hop song.
And I'm just wondering if that's what wound up happening with that Memphis blackout, where they just were like, everyone just like gonna dance, and then we'll let you know who's gonna do their solo.
I was wondering what they were showing with that too.
I had a couple of friends that were there, and they told me that it was pretty insane. Like the lights went out supposedly, and then they brought out like black lights and stuff and had them dance on the stage, and boom, boom, bam, and then that was it.
Yeah, they spent a good 25 minutes on that. We missed a lot of auditions because of that. I was like,
we get it. The power went out.
We get it. The
power went out.
In addition to all the changes, we have some new judges as well. So, of course, Abdul, who we saw a lot in your season.
Get it? I did her Live to Dance. Her season.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. She's
amazing. She's so cool.
Amazing.
I love her.
I think that this show above American Idol fits her skill set more than that. So
it makes way more sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then we have Jason Derulo joining the panel.
I was really nervous about him at first. I was like, what? I was like, why is he on there too?
Cool. Yeah.
They definitely had like a different feel to the panel. A few people tweeted at me though, and they were like, I feel like it felt kind of flat in the panel, and I said, you miss Mary's energy. All the tickets of like, you're on the train, crazy train, to Tamale train, whatever train you're on to Vegas or Pasadena, as you guys went last year. We joked about that all the time. You're going to Pasadena.
Woo!
Which is pretty, but it's Pasadena.
Not Vegas.
Pasadena.
It's not Vegas.
Doesn't have the excitement. So I think that's interesting. We didn't have a guest judge, and sometimes we have a celebrity.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's weird that this season they're not gonna have like a guest judge, because that's always
Twitch,
fun. Yeah.
Christina Applegate.
Exactly.
Who was in Chicago with you?
Minnie Driver. Was that last season?
No. I had what's her name? I don't remember. She told me I was sexy.
Jenna Elfman?
Yes, Jenna Elfman.
Jenna Elfman.
I love her.
She told me I was sexy. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
No slouch herself. She's danced on the Oscars. She's quite the dancer.
Hey, Jen.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of the people that auditioned. And pretty much, like, I think almost everyone made it to Vegas that they showed last night. So we'll just be like, Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. So I'll tell you if someone didn't make it to Vegas. We started out with Peyton Albrecht, stage. And instead of saying what their style is now, we're just like stage. What did you think of Peyton?
I'm anxious to see how far he makes it. And we were talking about this right before we went on. I think that he has awesome technique, and he will go places. I just wasn't crazy about his audition. I thought that it was like a competition solo.
It was good. It was a good solo.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a solid solo. You know,
I wrote it down like it's the kitchen sink routine because it had everything. It had
a turn, a leap, like like everything.
Jump to coupe.
I feel like if he would have emoted a little more, probably it would have been a whoa, like that was incredible. But it was it was good
because there were some really interesting movements that he did, like interesting movement quality. I feel like he lost it maybe out of nerve.
I get you.
And they compared him to a young Travis Wall. That's a big statement. That's a nice compliment, though, for the judges.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get anything, you
know
get that.
They love you. You know that they're thinking, you're Mr. So you think you can dance. That's good. And he's 18, too. I think, like, when you get the 18-year-old, sometimes it's harder with the maturity and the emotion level and stuff like that. So, but, of course, he makes it to Vegas. And then we hit our first Dragon House, Andre Rucker. So there's 23 living in the house now?
It's a lot of people in one apartment. I was like, what are y'all doing?
They're practicing in the living room still. I think that they have a bigger apartment though.
Yeah, I hope so.
What do we think? Because a lot of intricate, detailed. He was around for season 9 when Cyrus auditioned. Had some trouble in the choreography round. There's no choreography. Boom! Like he goes right to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But is that where he's going to run into trouble in Vegas?
No. Well, no one knows.
Or do you know? Or do you know?
No one knows.
That's not true. I've already leaked a few Green Mile people, so.
Oh, I don't know. No Green Mile. Oh, actually, I know some people.
Yeah, well, we'll talk later. You're talking to the girl that spoiled the top 20 last year. That was me.
She did.
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay. I'm okay with it. I don't know if Fox was okay with it. They actually called. They called AfterBuzz going.
They really?
Yeah.
And were you like, AfterBuzz TV, we'll call you later.
AfterBuzz was like, she did it on her own blog.
She's like, girl, bye.
Yep. So we'll talk about some Green Mile people, but it's going to be the challenge. Like, how are the street people going to step up into the choreography and learning choreography? Because in your own style, it's one thing. Stepping into a different style, even if you're a trained dancer, it's hard.
I wonder what it's going to be like to see some of the stage people, like when they go to Vegas and like they have to do, like let's say they're a breaker. And like they gotta learn how to like do other kinds of I don't know
animator.
Yeah, like if they want like they have an animation round, how are they gonna?
I didn't even think about that actually.
Breaking and then like having to like be like
crumping.
Like,
I mean, there's so many different styles.
It's I don't know.
I didn't even think about that.
And like the stage dancers, like a perfectly trained ballerina, and then they're gonna give her a sexy jazz. Like how is she? You know what I mean? Like I mean, I guess it's different.
Some people are fluid about that, and other people. I mean. All of us here are trained dancers. I'm someone that didn't dance in a while. You just 2 minutes ago. I'm someone that didn't move. I was ballet and sort of classic music, theater, jazz. I did not move very well into hip hop or anything else like that. It was really hard for me. Modern dance, contemporary, forget it. Like asking me down and earthy. I just wanted to dance up. Yeah. I had a lot of ballon, So it's tough. It can be tough even with the most technical trained dancer. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we'll see. I saw Cyrus tweeting about Andre, so I know that there's a lot of support with the Dragon House people, which is great.
Yeah.
Before we move on, we just want to let everyone know the feedback has already been great over the season. It's we've already just started with 1 week, but if you want to respond and give us more feedback, there's a great way to do it at podcast1.com. There's a listener survey. So if you want to tell us more things that you want to see this season, guests that you would like Rudy. We had to get Rudy really early on because he's leaving. He's peacing out.
He's booked.
I'm peacing out. Peacing out for 2 months.
So be sure. It's a great way to get know the show and us better, and we get to know you better as well. So do it now. Take the survey at podcast1.com, and it'll only take a few minutes. Thanks. Podcast1.com. I can't say it. All right. And that is Jordan JoJo Hilgenberger. JoJo. Do you know JoJo?
Oh, no, I don't know JoJo. You just said the First Lady. Says,
the First Lady. Stage. She's 19. I liked this. This was our first glimpse of the judges, really, and Paula was already applauding at her technique.
Yes. I thought this girl was really interesting. I didn't know how she was going to dance at first. The whole story with her parents giving up the honeymoon and all that stuff. I was like, but I think that she doesn't need a story because I really do think that she is special. I thought the tattoo was cool. I thought her hair was cool. I thought her movement, I agree with them that it was a little static and very controlled, which is amazing. But I don't think she's going to have any problems doing anything else because she has that control.
Her core.
Yeah.
She was definitely, I like I said earlier, there's only 2 people that stood out to me yesterday, and she...
Dance teacher, so obviously her mom trained her well.
And I like her because she's like strong as a girl. She's not like, there's nothing wimpy about her. Like, she went for it. I was like, that's cool. That's
That
cool.
is good. You know, she reminded me a little bit of Amy.
Yeah. Very athletic.
Amy, just athletic, strong core.
Yeah.
They have similar legs too. Like, something about the way they use their legs reminds me
The
of each other
lines
too.
or something. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what I looked at that and I was like, with Amy quite a bit. I don't know. Of course, she went to Vegas, so no joke about that.
I hope she makes it on the show. I think she'd be really interesting.
I think I would love her to be on the show as well. I think she's really
Have you
I
heard
feel like he
any
knows
spoilers?
things. I know, because every time he goes, and I'm like, do you know something?
No, I think that would be great. She's amazing.
But here's the thing: we're going to go through. We have, we're going to go through Dallas. We still have New York City, LA.
Oh, you're gonna see me in LA, I think. Hopefully they'll show me. I was like, "What's up? So you think you're dancing so far?"
In Detroit. And here's the thing: we're like, well, we'll think they'll probably make it. There's only 10 spots.
I know.
There's only 10.
There's only 10 spots.
Well, there's only 10
spots
there's
for
only
on the
5
stage.
girls and 5 guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I do hope this girl makes it in.
How many
though.
contemporary people you think they're gonna take? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, that's what I was thinking.
They
I'm
have
like,
tap and ballroom.
ballet and Bollywood and all those, and then contemporary.
well, yeah, and if you think about
They
it, you
take
think,
like one of each.
are they going to take like one girl and one guy ballroom, a couple contemporary,
That's what I'm
like,
saying. I don't know.
or were they just like whatever the best mix is?
That makes me nervous. Like, very nervous
That's
for
what
some
makes me
reason.
nervous about this season too. This is the one thing that this format excites me about, the fact that we're going to probably see females street style that I don't think that they've had the opportunity as much as the men have. We haven't seen that sort of next comfort really come about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jasmine. There's Jasmine.
Jasmine.
She's so good.
She's so good. But it's just one. But Jasmine does
Everything.
everything.
No, but I get you. Yeah.
Like Jasmine is like, forget it. I mean, I'm like obsessed with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. She's incredible.
I know. We had her last season with Mackenzie, and but she promised me, she's like, if I'm in town and Aaron's in town, we'll do a team tall week.
I would die. That'd be so good.
So, and I know Aaron's in Vegas most of the time, but it's just one of those things.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, he's doing really well as a DJ. But but if you look at like true like street,
Yeah, it's.
I feel like Comfort was like the last. The last person.
Yeah, the only really memorable girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mariah.
Yeah. Definitely this season's gonna be. It's gonna be cool to see some street girls come up and
Really throw down.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
hopefully we
Fresh.
have like 2 or 3 or 4, depending on
Or
how they do it, or
5.
5 in the mix. If they do it, if they keep the balance, I don't know. But
They should, I think.
all right, so it's Lydia Yates, 23 years old. This was great because she leads a dance team. All of this, the kids team, but she was fantastic, and then the kids were just fantastic.
Oh my gosh, that was a really cool moment. Sometimes when it involves all that story stuff, I'm like, I want to see them dance. But I thought that was really cool that they got to dance with Jason Derulo. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. That one was good. That
And
was
once
good.
he started singing, the kids were like, "We're just gonna jump! We're so excited!" It was cute. But this is where, in the style that they talked about, the Memphis. Jerkin.
Hey.
Total white girl right here. So, but I think that's great that we're seeing an infusion of different types of styles and everything else to show you that regionally there's different things happening. We're going to see a whole different flavor in Detroit as well.
And what I like about her is that she is somebody who's super memorable and also has a really awesome personality. Like, she was giving it right back to those judges. I was like, and
Charismatic.
she's, like, her ankle, like that flexible in your ankles, I was like, that scares me.
That ankle breaking kind of thing was like amazing.
That was beautiful, like how she went all the way around her, like
Quick
entire
footwork.
outside of her foot.
Clean. Yeah, I think she's someone that like, this is what I'm excited about with the new format, because that to me is like fresh and exciting and different.
Yeah, and it sounds like for the Vegas week that they'll be doing, the hip hop people will be doing more hip hop stuff. So I think I'm glad for that, because I would be scared for her to get cut during some of the other rounds.
Contemporary or jazz or something. Yeah, absolutely.
And she, of course, went to Vegas. And then we get into Courtney Barnes. This is probably one of those that when there's no secret he got a ticket to Vegas. This was one of them. I was like, really? So we've seen him in season 11 in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Very charismatic.
Yeah.
Does his Wendy Williams imitation. That's pretty darn good. but had a lot of hair whipping around.
And Jason Derulo was not having it.
He was not having it. Paula didn't seem really into it, but then he wound up with the ticket. What did you think of the performance?
I mean, some of his flexibility I was really impressed by, like when he went back in that, like, tricep press with his legs smacking his face, basically. I was like, that's super impressive. Do I think that he's dynamic and will be on the show? No. But do I think he's entertaining? Yes.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree with you 110%. I think he obviously he's improved a lot from last year, and he busted his butt to get to the point that he's at right now. And I think if he keeps working like as hard as he has been, then possibly next year. But we'll see what happens in Vegas, because I mean you never know.
And it's also they might like want somebody who has such a.
He has such a different style too. If you think about it, when have we ever had another person? When have we ever had anyone like that on the show?
Never.
We haven't.
Never.
We haven't.
So you never know.
Is there a reason though for that though?
I don't know.
Maybe people love it.
Maybe
people do love it. I think a lot of people love the stories and things like that. I mean,
and he definitely leaves you talking. Like the fact that we remember so much about him, even from last season, like that says a lot.
That's good.
That's like amazing.
And a lot of the review articles, like the next day they recap and everything, a majority of them used his photo versus anyone else.
Yeah.
So he's obviously a memorable character, and you want people to stand around the water cooler, which is AKA Twitter, the next day and talk about it. We're still talking about Gordon Barnes. Yeah. So it looks like we left. We leave 3 people on Travis's team, and then 19 people on Twitch's.
That is a lot of people.
That's honestly a lot. Don't you think?
Yeah, because Dallas they left with a lot of people.
I feel like if there was the choreography around, most of them would have been weeded out.
Exactly.
I do think that.
I think last year when me and Nick auditioned, I want to say there was like 7 or 8 people that made it that day, I think, and that was it.
Yeah.
7 or 8 pop, contemporary jazz, like.
And I said Memphis was city number 4 because usually, it gets less and less and less because we've talked a lot about that. Tiffany said, she auditioned for her season in LA, and she said at that point they were like done with blondes, they were looking for brunettes, and she thought she and Audrey both like auditioned, and she's like, there's no way we're both gonna like make it on the show, but
they both did.
Is that Tiffany or is that Audrey? I clearly know the difference now.
Which was the one? Audrey made it top 6. Or was it Tiffany made?
Tiffany made top 4.
Tiffany made top 4. Audrey was top 6.
Top 6.
Yes. Yeah. They were the best friends, right? No.
You're thinking of Whitney.
Whitney and Lindsay.
And Lindsay.
They're season 9 too.
They're season 9 too. So they were actually top 6. So I'm gonna wait. So Tiffany was top 4 because Eliana won, and then and Whitney was 3rd for the girls, and I think Lindsay was 4th for the girls, and Audrey was 5th.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
They were both jazz, right? Tiffany and Audrey.
Yes.
Yeah,
They were the two
and
jazz. Yeah,
then the ballroom, obviously, with Whitney and Lindsay. I'm like, hold on, let me just put it in order.
Put it together.
Just give my brain a second. But yeah, and that's interesting because with Memphis being the 4th city, you just never know. And of course, there was the blackout, and they kind of, day 2 in Memphis, they were just like, it was more about the drama of the blackout than the auditions. And then they were like, these people went to Vegas, but we don't really know who they are yet. So then we go to city number 2. So go a little bit earlier in the winter, and we're going to Dallas. Dallas.
It's interesting that they went to Dallas and Memphis for the southern states. Like I'd be surprised they wouldn't go like eastern.
Boston.
Regional,
Well, they do New York.
Yeah.
They do New York.
But like in Atlanta, I would think maybe.
Yeah.
They didn't go to Atlanta this year.
No, they didn't.
Oh, that's
Detroit.
weird, especially because street in Atlanta. Like last year when I auditioned in Atlanta, there were so many hip hop dancers.
I bet.
Yeah.
My only thought to this, I'm just going to throw out this theory that everything was planned very late because season 12 got picked up very late, and to scramble to create an audition season, and they did 5 cities. They did Detroit, New York, LA,
and they might have been the only cities that had available theaters too.
Correct.
So
yeah, at that point you're kind of getting what you're getting because you need a couple days too to set up and everything else. All right, so let's talk about our Dallas auditionees. Guillermo Morales, 19 stage. What do you have to say about this, Rudy?
Yeah, we can talk first.
You want to talk first?
Yeah, you want me to?
He's turning red. I don't know.
You can talk first. I'll talk second.
I thought that he had really. It was crazy that he started so late in dance, like 16.
He trained. Okay, so funny story.
So you might know him from Miami.
I do know him. So this is what happened. So he started dancing at 16 for a studio in Hialeah, Florida, where I taught. I taught there for about a year, and then moved to another studio in Hialeah. Once I moved to another studio, he ended up moving to my dance instructor's son's studio in Hialeah and trained there for about a year and a half, and then auditioned for the show. So I've known him since he started to now, and he has definitely grown a tremendous amount. But you know, he definitely needs like a little more open mind when it comes to like his I would say his like just his style, and just in general. I feel like it's his technique is I mean, it's not bad. It's his legs are nice. His legs.
He was a great athlete, is
exactly.
what it was.
Yeah.
He's a very athletic, very athletic male. He's a male dancer. He's a powerful male dancer, and that's what it is. But he lacks the style. I think he hasn't found his style yet, and I think that's just what he needs.
There's no like artistic development in his movement.
Exactly. So it's kind of just jump, bam, bam, boom, power, boom, and it's not like, wait, like let me take a second to just breathe and like watch how actually good you are.
But in 3 years, like pretty darn good. I mean, so that evolves over time.
Definitely.
And a lot of us, start at 3-4 years old dancing.
Yeah, no, I started when I was 8. I mean,
and that's even late to the game.
That's even late, exactly. To start at 6 and like. That's hard. I mean, right now I'm 20 and I'm having troubles getting into second position because
You're
my
an
hips
old
are
man,
closed.
We're going to send you in a wheelchair out the door. Come on. But it's really interesting male dancers can always start later than female dancers.
Absolutely.
Unless you're Misty Copeland. Forget it. Like, diva. I mean,
Misty.
just
Beyond.
stop.
Get out
Stop
of here.
Beyond. I know. But that's next level. That's a gift from God
Yeah,
or
that's like
somewhere
completely
else.
total gift.
Right. But he does have a lot of personality, and, I think
Absolutely.
Nigel appreciates that.
I liked him when I was watching his package. It made me laugh because I was like, he's such a nerd. And then he danced, and I was like, he's not a nerd at all. Like,
no, he's not.
It was cool.
He's
That
a
was
really
cool.
cool dude. He's a cool dude.
And he's going to Vegas, man.
And he's going to Vegas.
And I do-
actually, he's going to Vegas.
What do you have to say? Okay.
But probably.
Well, no, he can't. I don't think he's gonna be able to go to Vegas. He's going to school. He got a full scholarship to a college in Miami.
That was just the turn of a story.
Awesome.
I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but he got a full scholarship.
That's great.
Yeah. And
Good for him.
I know he was working really hard, so.
and he definitely I honestly think at 3 years of dancing, needs that 4 years of knowledge or even 2 years. And hello, it's a full scholarship. To a great school, number one. I mean, New World School of the Arts. That's where I went to school. Oh,
fantastic, in Miami.
Yeah, I went to school there for a semester, and before I made the show, and it was in that one semester I learned so much, and I feel like he is developed. He's only been there for a semester too before he auditioned, and he's already starting to grow.
Look
So I
at
think
that.
That's exciting.
Maybe season
That's
13 will
exciting.
be. You never know.
Absolutely.
Hey, Serge, 4 seasons he auditioned?
Hello, and Serge is the man.
Yeah, I know. We love him, so. All right, and then we have Jacqueline and, what did I write? I don't know what her last name is. Sorry. 18, stage dancer.
Okay.
The blonde. This is the blonde.
The girl with the hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
My favorite dancer of last night. My favorite. She was my favorite.
She's so you think you can dance. That's what I
She's my
wrote.
favorite.
Yes.
She's my favorite.
She's like Jessica Richens. Is kind of what she Lauren Ferdinand's audition kind of reminded me of that.
It was one of the most memorable ones they showed on the episode for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, which one are we talking? Is this the jazz? Or
The blonde.
The contemporary dancer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blonde, charisma.
She had a lot of contemporary claws. Is that the one?
Yes.
Are we both thinking of that one?
Lots of things like
and
that.
a lot of legs.
Yep.
Yeah,
She was good.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the type of person I always picture would make top 20.
I hope she's in the top 20. Honestly, I hope she's in the top 20.
And she could connect with that camera really well too, which is so hard for a lot of people to be able to pinpoint that.
This is the girl though. had this style before, they have trouble connecting with teen girls because they are so pretty, and sometimes it just seems intimidating.
Turns off girls, yeah.
It turns off girls. I know. It's so interesting to me. But, what Jessica, made it far last year. Lauren Ferdinand won.
Yeah.
You never know.
Hey, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm done. No, I was gonna say nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Jessica is pretty though, and all of them were pretty last season.
All of them are pretty, but
They were
the
really
girls,
pretty
I think
Valerie
sometimes
is pretty. Jessica is pretty. Jackie, Tanisha, Bridge. All of them.
they're all gorgeous. It's that I think sometimes it's just that.
There's got to be something that's accessible about them. Like, you want to be friends with them. You don't want to compete with them.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
I feel you.
That's the thing with girls.
They
It
don't
has,
wanna-
and you
can't
know her,
wanna-
but you know
yeah.
Jessica personally, so it's like you're like
Yeah,
she's
she's
a great
chilling.
girl and everything. But it's when you watch it. Jenna Johnson was another one that scared some people because she's so fierce and she's such a good dancer.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I can watch her on the Dance with the Stars floor and I'm like, bam, Jenna, bam,
Yeah.
Jenna,
Because they
bam,
stare
Jenna.
down, they stare down the barrel of that gun and they're like, I will fire this. Like, they're not afraid of that. And I think that's
Absolutely.
intimidating.
Yeah.
She's
Just
It's
be
the
confident.
confidence.
Yeah.
It's the confidence.
She's definitely, Jenna's definitely a very intimidating person. But I mean, she's cool. Like, she was my all-star.
Yeah, she
She's
was.
so hot.
You had Jenna and like
You got, like,
What did you say?
she's so hot. Like, Jenna's so hot.
I didn't know if that's what you said.
no,
She
we
is.
love
Oh,
that's
Jenna.
funny.
Like big fans
she's
here.
so
We've had
hot.
her in the studio a few times and we love her. So
Yeah, but she is very intimidating. She walked into the studio, I was like,
she's
I was
confident.
like, oh shoot, I gotta dance
The
with her.
Vibe Girls have a confidence. Like Mindy
Yeah.
Arnold does a great
Vibe.
job with the Vibe Tribe. They
Vibe
walk
Tribe.
out of that studio like ready for So You Think You Can Dance, and you were there. And Lindsay on together last season. She gave us a lot of insight into sort of the politics and how she trains people and how she gets them ready for the audition.
The Vibe that they were on.
Tanisha?
They were on Live to Dance as well.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how I met Tanisha, my partner on the show, 4 years ago.
Wow. That's cool, though.
How crazy is
That's
that?
amazing.
That is cool.
You were all babies.
Does Tanisha live here?
She does now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like her.
Most everyone's here. Carly's not here yet. Ricky's in New York, right?
Well, not everyone from the top 20, pretty much everyone from the top 10 except for Ricky, who's in New York, and Bridget, who's in school.
Oh, okay.
nice.
In Philly. But everyone else is here.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Me and Zach live together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
We were
That's
big
cool.
fans of Zach last
Yeah.
season
Yeah,
too.
he's good.
Man.
Yeah, we had a lot of
He's the
fun,
man.
and I had Emily James pour a bottle of wine on me. If you missed it, it's on my
I
Instagram
saw
account.
that.
Yeah.
But just on top of my bottle hit the bottom of her bottle, and the bottom just fell out. It was such a fluke thing, and wine bottles are very heavy and sturdy, so I don't know what happened, but it wound up on my dress.
Thankfully, it was
amazing.
her, though, you know? That's cool.
Oh, she was so embarrassed because it was the first time she and I met, and I was like, "It's all good.
It's okay.
It's a $24.99 dress from Target, guys. We're all good."
Deal with that.
I had earlier in the night, I had like a really expensive dress on. I'm like, not feeling it. Put on the Target dress. I must have known. Let's go into another street dancer. We have Steve Bond, 24. This is the nerdy guy. Mm-hmm. This is the white nerdy guy that you're
Bill
like,
Gates.
oh, Bill Gates.
It was good.
That thing with his, where he, like, the hands, like, where he hit his elbows behind his back. And,
that
was cool.
was good.
And that snake, whatever that snake was that, like, went around his...
Yeah. Incredible. He was. I was not expecting that.
I knew that was going to happen. They were like,
got
this
it.
is this guy, and then he was going to come out there and, like, slay it. I was like, that's
Really?
awesome.
Wasn't
And he's
expecting
a little
it at
rough
all.
around the edges, you know, and he's not as
Yeah.
polished, but it doesn't worry me yet.
No, me either.
Because he has the potential to be like really exciting. And if he nails it in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like that look that he has, like they've never had that before. Like, and he kind of looked like that with like and being that incredible, like right there.
To me
I
too.
don't know.
I'm totally into that.
And
I
he
was
would be
like,
such a
Yeah,
good mix
absolutely.
for, like,
top
the
20.
diversity of the street team, too.
Exactly. I feel like it would be like he would literally. I feel like he would stand out like in the top 20. Like you see him you're like, oh, that's him.
I would root for him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would, too.
I would
Absolutely.
totally see, and that's good TV too. When you start trying to make a mix of who you want and how it's going to be and how it's going to fit, and it isn't always of that over and
It's not
over
the
again.
best, yeah.
It's not necessarily the best. So you never know. All right, he's going to Vegas, so hopefully we're going to see more
I'm
from
excited
him.
about him.
Vishonda Sims, also street, 23 years old, a really unique performer in this one.
Yes.
Really.
That was deep, and she's the one whose grandmother passed away, and she had to take care of her
yeah,
grandmother.
because she was
and everything.
paralyzed and everything else.
I thought she is somebody that's going to be super memorable on the to you, she'll be in the top 10 for the street dancers.
I think so too, because she's got an emotional level that a lot of people don't necessarily have at 18.
Absolutely.
At 23, have a little bit more of that.
And I liked what Jason Derulo said. He was like, you can tell. He was like, I don't know what the story was necessarily, what you were saying in your dance, but I knew I wanted to watch it and learn about it. And I was like, that's cool, because she's younger too, but she's been through a lot. And you can tell that through her movement.
And I think that was a great comment, too. That's kind of when I was like, okay, I get Jason's going to bring an interesting perspective to the panel as well. So I think that's good. And then we go to the new Richard Simmons, Josh Monroe.
He was great.
His interesting wardrobe, he's a character. I really hope someone picks him up for a DVD or a web show or something. 'Cause that was fun.
Yeah. I had fun watching that, honestly.
Yeah.
I did too.
It was cool. I mean, I was hoping that he would somehow like come out and be like Mark Canamura, like doing some kind of like weirdy voguing-ish thing. I was hoping that he was going to be good. Then I was just like, I mean, it's more like a fitness dance class, which is awesome, but not for this show.
And Richard Simmons is basically in retirement. He's not teaching his classes anymore.
Yeah.
He's actually been for 7 months. I'm like, we've got the new guy. Someone just needs to train him and send him out to Beverly Hills to the studio. Why not?
Boom, done deal.
Put him in a unitard and let's go.
Little sparkly shorts. I don't know. I really hope like we see Kiosh again. I really do, because I thought that was a blast.
And he seems really lovely. I think he seems like a nice person too.
And I love that Paula's like, I'm on the phone right now with Richard. Like, are you? Really?
Are you really?
I was like, put the speakerphone on. After coming off of Dancing with the Stars, where every package is so produced, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, is it really him?
I love Dancing with the Stars. That's a good show.
It's a great show. Wink.
I don't know. I'm just saying, come on, like, help me out. Come on, Dancing with the Stars.
You're ballroom trained too.
I am.
Yes, you are.
And I'm doing Move Live on Tour.
And you need to meet Rob Wade. Have you met Rob Wade yet?
Rob Wade? I'm coming for you.
Get Julianne and Derek.
I'm gonna tell Derek tomorrow. Like, Derek,
you're
help
like
a brother out.
the troupe would be fantastic.
A troupe would be fantastic. Pro would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe dance in the opening.
Fantastic. If they ever do Macy Stars a Dance again,
you know what?
thumbs up to that.
Call me.
Hey, it's open to contemporary dancers now too.
Oh my God, Allison had a great season too.
Yeah, she did.
Allison,
She killed it.
She killed it. All right, Lily Leva, stage. This is another one I wrote. So You Think You Can Dance. This is the girl. That's another one.
Beautiful.
Top 20, I would see easily.
Yeah, I mean, she's very dynamic as a performer. Very classic.
Which one?
So You Think You Can Dance.
She had sort of like she was the one that started on the floor, and he's like, did you just...
Okay, I apologized. The other girl.
That's who you meant. This is who you meant.
This is the girl that I meant.
Yes.
This girl was the best.
She was the
my
best one.
favorite of the entire night. Hands down. Hands down. Like I think not only top 20, she's for sure top 10 of this season.
I totally agree. And I started stalking her on Twitter, and she had like 60 followers, and I think she just started her Twitter account last night, so y'all should follow her.
Well, what is it?
I believe it's like Lily_Leva, Leyva.
Tell me again. Hold on. I'm getting on my Twitter right now.
Yeah, just
you better follow me back, okay?
I guarantee you she'll follow you back.
Yeah, we'll get it after.
Show.
But I'm pretty sure it's her, and I was like, this girl is probably knows she's in top 20 because she just started her Twitter account.
It was just cool. It was just interesting and different. It was cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Her.
Had she written Dance 12 Lily, I would have been really suspicious.
It would have been like,
I see you.
Question mark.
I see you.
Yeah. Jaden, this is one that we were like, what? Is it stage? Is it street? Is it
the ballroom
Broadway?
Yes.
Well, yeah, ball hop. What do you think of ball hop?
He was interesting. Not for the show.
Not for the show, but I almost think like it's kind of a cool idea. Had it been developed more?
I just didn't. Honestly, ballroom side.
No.
I saw that he was wearing ballroom. He was wearing ballroom shoes.
I think he was wearing Latin.
Like I thought it was standard
Latin
or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, where's the ballroom? Because I was expecting him to maybe like not have like any kind of. I was like, okay, like he's not really so great at the hip hop, but maybe like he was gonna come out and give me some like crazy Latin ballroom, and I was just a little disappointed because I was like, oh, he's good. He was entertaining.
But I think it had been developed more. He would have had the potential to make it to Vegas.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I think coming in with a fresh concept, because so many people are coming through with their contemporary, their street at this point. ball hop.
Wait
okay?
Ball hopping.
Ball hop.
Amazing.
What is that? You know what I mean? But if you come in with a really well choreographed routine that, like, bam, at least we'll get you a ticket to Vegas.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean it's going to get you on the show, but...
But still, a ticket to Vegas is still better than...
We'll get to know you. His audition was shown.
True.
So he did not make it to Vegas, though. I don't think they knew what to do with him. And then the last dancer of the night, Edson Juarez, 24. Do you know Edson?
He was in my group round last year.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Good dancer. Really a beautiful dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was okay. I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly, I think, there's something with me and, like, obviously you guys know from last season, like, I'm just a very emotional person and I'm a very passionate person, and, like, when I'm dancing, I want people to know that I love what I'm doing and, like, whatever. And I feel like when I watch him dance, and even from last year, obviously this year I see him and he has developed tremendously. Like, last year when he was in my group round, he was like, I've never taken a day of ballet in my life. And I was like, really? You've never taken a day in ballet?
The foundation of everything.
Like, what? And then, this season I can tell that he's trained a little more and, like, his technique looks great, but I didn't feel anything.
You're
And
looking for more of the promotion.
Exactly, because he went out there and I was like, oh, shoot. Like, okay, cool, this is gonna be cool, and I was expecting it. I was expecting to feel something, because last year when I had met him, he was such a cool dude, but he wouldn't emote on the stage, like, like when I would talk to him, I'd be like, "Oh, this guy has such great personality," blah blah blah. But when he'd get on stage, he wouldn't show that. So I was hoping that this season, I was like, "Boom, I'm gonna see that," and I didn't. I was just really disappointed.
We'll see what happens in Vegas. I mean, those are tough rounds.
Absolutely,
too.
but good for him that he made it to Vegas again, because
2 years in a row.
I thought his movement quality was interesting. It's very, like, languid and liquidy a little bit, and I thought that was cool in terms of being memorable as an artist. But I do understand, and I was saying this last night as I was watching the show, was like, he's one of those people that would get on the show and progress, but it might be a little too late into the competition.
Of course.
And then get voted off.
Of
like,
course.
I remember Tucker Knox, who was, he's an amazing artist, but sometimes I felt like there was a disconnect from between him and the camera.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, so.
I think that
Tucker's beautiful.
Tucker's a beautiful dancer. And I think that number he did with Robert,
Medicine.
That was his.
I think that saved him a little bit longer in the competition.
That was one of the best.
But that's what I'm saying. It was later in the competition where it's like it's almost too late to take you further.
Right. And then they were like, we don't know what to do with them. You get to that point sometimes, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, I get you with this, with Edson. And I understand that, yeah.
We left the night, he's going to Vegas, of course. We left the night with 42 stage and 37th Street. I think that's the
just
cumulative.
From 2 cities.
Honestly, that's crazy.
Because we still have Detroit. We still have
3 cities.
Yeah, New York, LA.
That's a lot.
Where's there? I think it's LA. We got one male, one female. That's all we got. They are going to Detroit next week, which I believe was city
number 3.
City number 3. It's just so funny how they're like all ordered and everything. But I always find it interesting how they decide to create the stories and with the audition season and everything else. But can we just go back a little bit to your audition? Did Nick audition with you in Atlanta?
No, Nick wasn't old enough actually in Atlanta, which that's crazy. I'm really happy that he wasn't, because if he was, he would have gone with me and I wouldn't have made it. He probably would have, and then I would have. Do you think
you would have gone to Chicago?
Because here's the thing, I would have gone to Chicago either way, yeah. But here's the thing, I went to Chicago and we both auditioned, and they didn't know that we were best friends until after we both made it. When we were leaving, and Nate, one of the film guys, he was like, Nate and Mike D, one of the producers, they were like, you guys are friends? I was like, yeah, we were best friends. We came over here together. And they're like, well, we gotta put you guys in an interview with Kat. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. And I was like, well, yeah, let's go. Of course. So I'm really happy that he was too young. So, no, he didn't audition in Atlanta, but he came to Chicago.
That's awesome. Interesting. It's interesting how they pull the packages, too, who they get. And, like, you could have easily walked out of Chicago without a package.
Exactly. And so Nick could have as well.
Really interesting.
How was it for you whenever he got voted off?
It was the worst, honestly.
It was really, like, you could actually tell that it really, really like hurt you and affected you in a certain way?
Honestly, this is the thing. Like, I've been living I was living in Miami for 18 years, and like, I had a hard time like just like making friends in school and stuff. So, you know, I was like the guy dancer. So like whatever. Like I started to make friends in high school, but like earlier it was just hard for me. And Nick was always just my best friend and stayed my best friend always. You know, until now. You know, he's still my best friend. He lives like 6 minutes away from me, so I'm always at his house or he's. But
that's awesome.
When he left, it was just hard for me to see him go, like knowing that we had started dancing together, like at the same studio, the same week, you know, and then got to this amazing opportunity together. And I was like, and literally, I have never, ever in my entire life ever placed higher than him in a competition. Ever. So to see him leave and me stay, it was like, no, this is not supposed to happen. It was supposed to be the other way around. Supposed to leave top 20, you're supposed to stay.
We kind of talked about it. We called it like the ballroom bloodbath because there were 6 ballroom dancers last year, and it's just like one of those things. The audience like, someone's got to go. We've got so many ballrooms.
Exactly. It's and it's crazy because this is the thing, Nick. Honestly, I have never in my entire life seen a better ballroom dancer. Nick is the best ballroom dancer I've ever seen, and like. He had the best solo in Pasadena week last season. It was his last ballroom solo, and he did the best solo of Pasadena week, and they didn't show 5 seconds of it. So I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. But I mean, it's all good. Like,
it's all good.
He's doing good now. He's doing great things now, so that's all good.
That's awesome.
You know, the opportunities that open up for all of you guys is just tremendous. Just want to talk about probably 2 of my favorite pieces that you did. First of all, Dave Scott's Good Kisser with Tanisha. We had Dave season.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he raved about you and Tanisha. I was like,
man.
Dave is hilarious.
He's the man.
We'd be like, what did you think of that piece? He'd be like, nah, didn't like it. You know, he's just very honest, but very laid back at the same time. What was it like working with Dave?
He's the man. He honestly, he's so funny. We walked into rehearsal, and I will never forget. We walked in, and he goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He goes, you guys got it? Boom, from the top. And I go, what? I have no idea what you just did. And Tanisha knows exactly what he did. I was
like, boom.
Yeah, no, that was.
Tanisha's a beast. She can do anything.
Oh yeah, Tanisha's.
What a great partnership for the 2 of you.
She's the one. She's the one.
And then, of course, Dirty Diana, Ray Leeper's piece with you and Allison, which you got to do in the finale, correct?
Yeah,
that was such a good number.
And that was the week you went home, correct?
Yeah.
It was one of those that I thought for sure that you were going to make it.
I did
top
too.
4.
I really did too.
We were really, really surprised because I was like, he's got the personality that like people connect with and everything. And we were like, is Rudy's gone? Like,
yeah, it was very strange to me. I thought.
I mean, it's one of those. You're like,
honestly.
oh, at least you go out on a high note. Like, I mean, that piece was fierce.
Yeah, I saw it.
And to dance with Allison.
Listen,
what?
Top 8. That's great because a couple of my favorite, like all-time favorites, left top 8. So I don't care.
You're like, I'm in good company.
Jess Leproto left top 8, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Jess Leproto. One of my favorite all-time. So you
look plenty of people who did. Twitch didn't win. Travis didn't win. Like,
and they're more memorable than some of the winners.
No, it is true.
It's true, though.
True.
Oops.
I mean,
honestly, yeah.
You do look at that, and it's about what the opportunity.
Just making it on the top 20. Period. It's such an opportunity. It's like, yo, top 20. Like,
and how cool to be able to like go back one day and then show like people be like, look at what I got to do with all this.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and
that's
honestly,
amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, I can't wait to be like 30, 40, whatever, and like my kids and be like, yo, when I was 18, 19, look what I was doing.
That's so
and they're
cool.
gonna be like, no. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, look at me. You guys did what, 70 plus cities for tour?
77.
77. So I have to tell you, we had I think it was Mackenzie and Jasmine here, and they were like, they get to do a longer tour. It was so amazing. They were very jealous of you guys with tour everything and then some.
That was really hard. That tour was 77 cities was.
But was it also was it sort of like college though, the time of your life at the same time?
Yes. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I only went to college for a semester, and I lived at home, so I don't like real college experience. But it was great. Like, I'm about to do this Move Live on tour, and that's 48 cities, I think, and then right after, I'm gonna be doing the Artist Simply Human tour. I don't know if you guys, it's a dance convention, but like, so I just feel like that 77 city tour, like it's gonna, none of these other tours are gonna be anything like that.
Yeah,
like,
if you can go through that, you can be like,
preparation.
Oh, whatever.
Honestly, like that 77 city tour, like it was so amazing how close we all got and how like. Yeah, it was so beautiful, honestly. It was so great.
All right, well, we only have like 2 minutes here, but I have to... 2 minutes, I know. 2 minutos. Solamente. So, just a quick word on Julianne and Derek, what it's like working with them.
Oh, they're amazing, honestly. Derek is... I honestly, I think mini version of Derek as a person. Not as a dancer, but just as a person, like, it's just really funny. Like, he's just another older version of me. Like, his shirt doesn't stay on for 2 minutes. Like, he
fans hate that.
No. It's just
they love
And Julianne
men.
is the sweetest. She is the sweetest lady ever, and she's awesome.
That woman
awesome.
is fit and fierce right now. I have never seen
the show a little bit.
So
it's
amazing.
Be so awesome.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Well, Rudy, thank you so much for joining
Seriously,
us. I'm
thank
so
you.
glad we got you before
Thank you
took
so
off
much. Thank you.
and forgot about us once you're doing Radio City.
I am not forgetting about you. When I get back, I'm coming straight here because I got some friends in the top 20, and we're going to talk about that because you're going to have me come back.
Yeah. All right. We're going to hold you to that. All right. If people want to follow you online, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Dan7Rudy on Twitter and Instagram. You know, I forgot about this camera the whole time.
It's okay.
That's okay.
That's your
And
camera.
it's your
right there.
camera there.
I was like,
Yeah, that's your camera. That's the white camera.
They rarely go to that camera. You can find me on Twitter at Jake_Dupree and on Instagram at Jake Dupree, and also on my fitness blog, Ever So Jake.
Ever so Jake. That's so cute. I'm at Kristyn Burt on Twitter, the Kristyn Burt on Facebook and Instagram. Next week, programming note, we go to our normal time slot, which is going to be 8 p.m. for the rest of the season. Chloe West will be back joining us for the season as well. We want to thank you all. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.